Unless you're one of the world's wealthiest people, what else do you do with anything? You are immensely wealthy and own all the money in the world. You can spend the money of Bill Gates, the well-known entrepreneur. Bill Gates is best known as the co-founder of Microsoft, a publicly traded American corporation that practically everyone in the modern world uses. He is a Forbes millionaire who made his fortune with Microsoft. Bill Gates' net worth is $111 billion. Therefore, a 7% average return would yield him $246.39 each second. Picking up a $100 bill when he discovers one is now a terrible bet. You have $100 billion to spend on whatever you want. NBA teams, cruise ships, skyscrapers, the most costly Formula One cars, mansions, yachts, gold bars. Puppies are some of the most valuable items in the world. Spending money from one of the world's wealthiest people is a lot of fun. With a net worth of over $93 billion, Bill Gates is the world's second wealthiest person. Bill Gates and Paul Allen, boyhood pals, started Microsoft in 1975 and went on to build the operating system of IBM's first personal computer. Despite his fondness for high-end automobiles, Gates claims that global warming and the eradication of polio are his top priorities. Business Insider outlines how Bill Gates makes and spends his billions in this video. When Gates stepped down from the board of directors on March 13, 2021, he renounced his salaries and stock compensation. Cascade Investment LLC, an entity established by Gates to manage his investments, holds the majority of his financial assets. Although Cascade is not a public corporation, certain of its investment activities will be disclosed to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. The firm's investment is well-balanced. Cascade once owned 9.8% of Strategic Hotels and Resorts, which has been subsequently sold to Blackstone Group, Anbang Insurance Group, and Mirai Asset Management. The company also owns Four Seasons hotels in Mexico, Atlanta, and Houston. Gates owns a stake in Branded Entertainment Network, a company that specializes in brand integration and advertising. He is the founder and president of Terra Power, a company that designs nuclear reactors. He is a supporter of ResearchGate, a scientific and administrative social networking system. He funds clean energy, education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation efforts via Gates Ventures, his corporate office. Bill Gates has a sizable investment account, but he also spends his profits for the future, including a huge home and a private island. Despite the fact that Gates has given away a large portion of his income, he ensures that he remains comfortable. His mansion in Seattle is now estimated to be valued at least $127 million. Gates bought the property for $2 million in 1988 and built his own dream home on it. In 2013, Gates began acquiring property in Wellington, Florida, which is known as the world's winter equestrian center. Gates is also said to possess Grand Bogue Cay, a 314-acre island near Belize, Central America, which is the state's largest landmass. On Grand Bogue Cay, you'll find great beaches, crystal clear waters, and terrific diving. Gates is said to have paid upwards of $25 million for the land. He also enjoys a nice set of tires and has always been a Porsche enthusiast. In 1979, Gates purchased a Porsche 911 and later added a Porsche 930 Turbo and a rare Porsche 959 to his collection. The completely electric Porsche Taycan was his most recent acquisition, and it sparked a Twitter feud with Tesla CEO Elon Musk. While owning one-of-a-kind real estate and rare cars is impressive, owning valuable, irreplaceable memorabilia is even more so, and Bill Gates has amassed quite the collection. He paid $30.8 million for a famous Leonardo da Vinci manuscript at auction in 1994. This treatise, dubbed as the Codex Lister, contains many of Da Vinci's scientific findings and breakthroughs. Bill Gates' accomplishments include funding excellent causes, The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is the country's largest charity organization. The foundation had $49.9 billion in capital in 2019, with $54.8 billion in grant expenditures since its creation. Bill Gates donated over $36 billion to the foundation between 1994 and 2018. Gates committed $519 million to humanitarian groups in 2019, and his giving pledge has encouraged other capitalists to give large sums to charitable activities. Both Moderna and Pfizer reported that their vaccine candidates were 90% successful in clinical studies, which generated positive headlines. The focus has been on vaccine-related stocks. Gates devotes the majority of his wealth to philanthropic organizations. According to Forbes, Gates has given over $35 billion to the Gates Foundation through Microsoft. Gates devotes the majority of his wealth to philanthropic organizations. However, given everything he does and all the money he makes, Bill Gates has a great money mentality. The Gates Foundation is governed by Bill and Melinda Gates, as well as Warren Buffett. Aside from Berkshire Hathaway shares, the organization owns Waste Management, Canadian National Railway, Caterpillar, and Walmart. As of November 2020, these stocks accounted for 11.5, 8.5, 8.0, and 7.8% of the foundation's portfolio, respectively. The institution publishes its properties and tax returns once per year. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is an independent organization that is the world's largest private philanthropy. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust handles endowment monies, whereas the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation distributes money to grantees, according to Charities Board. Bill Gates' wealth is safeguarded, whereas he trades intelligently in a diverse portfolio of capital instruments, real estate, and antiquities. But, above all, his philanthropic mission to devote a large portion of his fortune to initiatives that benefit the globe may be his most substantial investment, and without a doubt, his best place in the history books.